El Hombre Fuerte, Personal Finance.
El
So I'm
Hombre
gonna
fuerte.
El Hombre Fuerte.
Nice. I like it.
I'm gonna interview him. He's amazing. Okay, let's dive in. So, Chris, who is a strong man personal finance as a person? Describe yourself.
Well, I'm a certified public accountant. I'm a long-term Boglehead investor, and I'm author of the book "Stop Being a Broke Loser."
Yeah,
That's my intro for every video. So that's my
I know
go-to
that, but
response.
give me
Oh,
more. I got
yeah,
your amazing book right here.
yeah. Just
Always.
get like 10 copies, man.
How's your book doing, actually?
I mean, it really depends. It's actually picking up a little bit. It's all about marketing. So as long as you can tell, get people to see your videos or whatever, and promote your book, you'll get more sales. So I mean, I went from selling basically nothing to now I'm selling maybe 10, 20 a month, something like that. So it's good side money. If you want to actually get into the book writing business, but you have to write the freaking book to start with.
Yeah.
That's the
So
hard part.
how you come up with the idea to write a book?
I just always knew a lot of. There's an airplane above. I always knew a lot about personal finance. It's like personal finance is my thing. Ever since I was really young, and I just knew so much. And then I became an accountant, so I have this accounting background and this personal finance background. I'm like, wow, I could probably write a book about this because I've been doing this for 15 years. So I was just bored. I mean, I think it was during the lockdowns, and work wasn't too busy. I was like, hey, I'm just gonna write a book, and I knocked it out in like 2 months.
Whoa. So, yeah, you did a lot of research on that, right? Because I see your notes and comments.
Most of it, I would say, was I did some research to verify things that I knew, but I wanted to be sure. So most of it was just stuff that I knew from reading about personal finance for 15 years. And I was also a financial advisor, very briefly. So I know,
Yeah, I know the story.
yeah, I know that industry decently well. So I was able to basically talk about that without really having to do any kind of research.
Okay, amazing. So, what's your favorite chapter on the book? In the book?
Ooh, that's a good question. I'm very passionate about cars. I hate cars. So probably the car chapter. I think cars, like, the main reason most people are poor, or not poor, but they have a hard time getting ahead, is because they have freaking car payments. If think about a car payment and the maintenance, and everybody has maintenance, but you have insurance. If you have a car payment, that's $400-$500 a month plus $150 for insurance that you couldn't be investing. I mean, you could literally max your IRA with $6,000 that you're instead putting into some stupid piece of metal that takes you from point A to point B. That was probably my favorite chapter to write.
For me, it was the investing chapter. I think it's chapter 4. Yeah, that one's amazing. Mr. Bugatti and all that.
Mr. Bugatti. Yeah. I was going to have like every chapter begin with a story, like a joke story, but then I got lazy. But I actually might go and revise that chapter because I don't really talk about VT, which is the index fund that I promote. I need to actually put that into there. I was just kind of, explaining stuff in general about how it works. Like, what's a stock exchange? What's a stock? What's a bond? Blah, 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 blah. But maybe I go into a little bit more detail about what I actually recommend people do, which is to buy total world index funds. So I might revise the book, or maybe I might write another book, maybe. We'll see.
Probably that's better. Yeah, because this book is amazing. It's pretty simple to understand, and I like it a lot. So, on a personal chapter, tell me your biggest regret as an investor and greatest achievement.
My
If
biggest
you have one. Yeah.
regret was I didn't max my tax advantage accounts when I was younger. So actually, when I was younger, I was in the army, and I made more money than I do now. So I had no excuse. I had no excuse not to max my 401. It's called the thrift savings plan, but I had no excuse not to max that, and I didn't even think about the IRA because I was like, oh, I didn't max my 401k or whatever, so why even max my IRA? I should have just dumped everything I could into those accounts, and I was making way more money, and I would have been good. I would have been God, I would have probably so much money right now if I did that. But I kind of like, oh, I'll put in like, 10% or 15% of my paycheck. So that's my biggest regret. And I mean, it's whatever, and it's not the end of the world. But you do make more if you start young. This is really true. If you start young and just hammer it really hard, you're gonna have a ton of money very, very quickly. But if you start later in life, you're gonna have way less because you haven't had that time value of money to compound your returns. My biggest success was just starting investing young. I mean, just what I just talked about. The younger you start, I mean, even if you put in $5,000 or $10,000 a year, if you can do that, I mean, you're going to have a lot of money, and you don't have to really work that hard to do it. You just have to put money in the account and make sure you're not buying stupid investments.
You start at your early 20s?
Yeah, so I started my first job. So I did college, graduated when I was 21, and then as soon as my first paycheck, I started putting it in my thrift savings plan. $400, $500 a month, something like that. And I didn't even have to think about it. I just maxed the account, or not in max, I put money in the account, and I just went and did my own thing. I went and had fun, partied, whatever. And every year, when I got a raise, I would increase the amount of money I was putting in a little bit. Okay. And so you get a raise. Let's say you get a $500 raise. You put in $200 more. You don't notice a difference, and you still have $300 more to have fun with.
Exactly. Yeah. That's the way to do it. Yeah. I do that also. Okay, being a CPA helps you pick individual stocks or stoinks.
Stoinks. It gives you the tools to analyze financial statements, because all it is, like, I mean, and I'm sure you watch, or maybe some of your fans watch Everything Money. They have this software tool where they punch in like assumptions about future profitability and revenue growth and PE ratios. You can figure that out yourself, make your own tool, which I did, but I'm not going to sell it.
It's amazing.
I think it's better because it has pictures of Meet Kevin on it. Yeah. But I mean, it gives you the tools to do it. You just. But some people, like, even if you have the background knowledge, some people don't have the emotional control to really pick individual stocks. They just chase hype. You can be a genius and buy stupid stocks. So it's not just having the knowledge; it's having the temperament.
So how much does the emotion factors in investments? Do you think it's a big part of the process, or?
I think it's crucial.
Yeah.
I mean, the best investment advice I could give is, like I said, just have an automatic contribution to your tax advantage accounts and increase your amount every year as you get raises, and don't look at it. Just leave it alone. Because what people do is they check their accounts every day, and they're like, oh my God, the stock market went down. Oh my God. And then they freak out, and then they potentially like try to shift their portfolio around. The more you touch your portfolio, the more you're going to underperform. Because what you're going to do is you're going to buy stuff at the high because you're going to get fear of missing out, or you're going to sell stuff at the low because you get scared. But if you just buy something that you know is a good investment and you just don't touch it, let it go for 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years, that's the best way to do it.
Yep. It is. I made some mistakes because of emotion, so.
Yeah. Tell me about Alibaba.
Well, is it 119 right now?
Oh yeah, it's getting annihilated. But I mean, if you really understand why you bought a stock, and you understand the philosophy of being a Boglehead, which I guess we can get into, but if you understand that, you don't give a crap. Like I bought. My cost basis in that stock is probably 180 now, 170, because I've been averaging down. But I don't care that it's at 119. I don't care if it goes to 80. I really don't care. First of all, it's just a small part of my portfolio. And second of all, it's because I truly believe that company is just having temporary, bad press. And there's a lot of tensions with China. But I think in the long run, that stock's going to crush it. So I just sit here patiently. It's like, all right, if I have to wait 5 years, I'll wait 5 years. I don't care.
I'll wait 10, 20. I don't care.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's because you're not selling these stocks or these index funds until you retire, or even later, or maybe never.
Yeah, maybe never. Yeah. So who's the biggest grifter, man? Talk to me about that.
Oh, definitely Jeremy Lefebvre, 100%. Now, okay, so there's a couple big YouTubers that everybody sees. You know, they see Stink Blow, Stockmo. They see Meat Kevin, and they see Jeremy LaFufu, Jeremy LaFave, or Financial Education. And their whole grift is they all got into Tesla when they were a couple years ago because it's the future, and they got extremely lucky because that stock's in a massive bubble right now. But what they're doing is they're basically saying, "Oh, I'm such a genius. I called Tesla. I'm so smart. You know, I'm just give me your money." And they'll create these courses, and they'll charge you hundreds or thousands of dollars. In Jeremy's case, up to $20,000 to get their expert knowledge when they just gambled on a speculative stock and got lucky. But I think Jeremy's the worst because he charges way more money than anybody else. The whole grift is taking as much money as you possibly can from your fans and promising them that they can beat the market by listening to you, which is total BS. Because even the best fund managers, the best, like CFAs, you know, certified or chartered financial analysts or whatever it's called, even they run funds and they can't beat the market over time because of taxation and fees. But these guys apparently are such geniuses that if you give them thousands of dollars, which you could have invested in an IRA or something, they're going to beat the market, which is total BS.
They never beat the market, man.
I mean,
only Warren Buffett did it. Once, twice.
People can beat the market.
Well, yeah.
They can do it like for a couple years,
Yeah.
or even 10 years. But your time horizon should be 30, 40, 50, 60 years. Mm-hmm. And in that event, there's no way. Like nobody, I don't think anybody's going to beat the market consistently for 60 years. But if you have a good year, it's what these grifters do. Oh, look how smart I am. That's when they try to, strike and convince people to buy their products.
But man, being a value investor and a Boglehead is boring for them and for many people out there. So it doesn't sell, as much as being a hype and a growth stock influencer or follower. So I get that. But what we teach here is, a process, a system. So we need to stick to that, and hopefully people grow into it and start learning something different. I know it's not as enticing as being a hype grower or whatever, a hype stock follower, but it is the best way to do it,
Oh, and I know it works because I started when I was 21, 22, and I've saved a decent amount, like a lot of money. And I'm not an investing genius. Well, maybe I am.
No,
but
yeah,
but no,
you don't have to be. You don't have to be in the market. To be in the stock.
No, I mean, you'll be shocked. Like your fans will be shocked how much money you can save just by maxing your tax advantage accounts. Think about putting away $30,000 a year. Let's say you have a 401k, in the United States, and you have your IRA, and then you have your spouse's IRA if you're married. That's over 30 grand you can save every year. So 30 grand a year for 10 years, $300,000. And then you add growth on top of that. I mean, you could have $500,000 in 10 years. And you don't have to do any stupid stock picking. And you don't have to pay any taxes. Like it freaking works. You just have to do it and just stay consistent.
The hardest part is to get to 1 million. Once you get to 1 million, then it just goes up. It grows.
Well, a lot of people say it's the hardest part is getting to 100,000 because, a lot of people, they have like 10,000, 15,000. It's like, I'm never going to have 100,000. But, once you get to the 100,000 point, it does start to escalate or, really increase. Because let's say you have $300,000. If you have a 10% return, that's 30 grand, one freaking year for not doing anything. But if you have $15,000, you get a 10% return. That's what, $1,500? It's a lot slower the less you have. But once you get to that 100,000, six-figure range, it just compounds and compounds and compounds and compounds. Before you know it, you're a millionaire.
Yeah. That's the word, man. Compounding. That's the secret. Are you the father of the Boglehead movement?
No, I can't claim that.
But
no.
John Bogle is not there, man. So somebody has to show the ropes to the world.
There's actually a whole community. Like I don't know, they probably wouldn't even like me because I'm kind of I can be obnoxious in my videos, but
you're sexy, man. So they don't like it.
Yeah. Maybe they'll learn to love me one day. But No, I can't claim to be the father of the movement. But there's a whole forum. It's called Bogleheads.org. There's thousands of people that do this. And they've been doing this probably longer than I've been alive. Because I think the first index fund came out in like the 70s or something like that.
79.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, I'm a new entrant, but I guess I'm like a younger face of Bogleheads because a lot of people, obviously all the young people now, they buy stupid crap like Crapto and Stoinks, AMC.
NFTs. What's in it? What's an NFT? I don't know. I think it's a file where you put the pictures and videos and sell it to someone else, and it has some kind of special features. I don't know.
I think it's just like you get. I'm not an expert at NFT. I think they're stupid, but it's just like a picture. You can make anything an NFT, I think, and using the blockchain, you can like if you buy it, you basically own it. Like so, no matter what, once you buy that NFT, you own the rights to that image. So, but it's like art dealing with but imagine an piece of art with your name stamped on it, saying I own this, but it's digital. Like that's basically an NFT, which is it's a whole freaking scam. Like you're not gonna make. I mean, I guess you could make money on it, but you're not gonna make long-term money and build long-term wealth gambling on pieces of art, hoping that somebody else will buy it for you at a higher price.
Yeah, it's a gamble. So, why being a bobblehead instead of a value investor, or do you combine it? What do you think Paul will say about that? Paul from Everything Money.
Well,
he's one of my heroes, man.
Yeah, so Paul, there's nothing against him. So Paul from Everything Money is a value investor. So he basically, he buys stocks that have good long-term fundamentals. And he only has individual stocks in his portfolio. So a value investor will have, I don't know, well, some value investors have like 5 stocks total. Mm-hmm. And some have like 30, 40, 50. There's not an exact science. But basically they look at companies' fundamentals long-term and they use reasonable assumptions to arrive at good buy points with a margin of safety to buy their individual stocks that they think are going to outperform because they're good, solid businesses. And they believe they own those. They think of their stock as business ownership. A Boglehead buys the entire market, the world market. Some Bogleheads don't buy the world, but I do. And you basically just, your whole assumption is the world is going to, you believe the world is going to become more productive, companies are going to become more profitable, things are going to get better. And you buy the whole world, you buy every stock in the world in one fund, and you just let it sort itself out. So you have growth stocks and you have value stocks. And you have 9,000 stocks roughly, whereas a value investor is going to have just a couple.
Yeah, we even have La Tesla there.
Yeah, I mean, like that's one of the beauties of La Tesla. That's one of the beauties of it's una Tesla or La Tesla. But that's one of the beauties of index funds. It's like I've probably owned Tesla for 5, 6, 7 years, and then now it's 1% of my portfolio, sadly. But you do capture the benefit of all those hype stocks. You just don't have to have a massive position in them.
Growth, disruption, all that good stuff.
The future.
Oh, God, man. So Elon is becoming a major grifter, man. I don't know. I don't know why. He's amazing. He's a genius. He's innovating, creating things. Tesla is actually a very good company when it comes to technology and giving a good service with their cars. But I don't know. I just don't get why people are paying that much from a premium so high for a company that's I believe its intrinsic value is around $100 or $80 to $100. And now it's what, 1,000.
Yeah,
or
this
it was
is
something. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it dropped recently,
So
but
crazy. It's crazy how people get into that.
People are stupid.
They don't understand.
Yeah, people are stupid. That's how like a lot of these funds, like smart people with lots of money, they're buying Tesla now. It's like, no, you're an idiot. This company's massively overvalued. And it's a common sense thing. It's like it's one car company, and there's hundreds of competitors, all with way more production capability. Not everybody's not going to buy a Tesla. That's just not how it works in the car industry. People are going to buy a car that they like. But people get swept up in the hype of, oh my god, it's electricity is so exciting, and that's the only reason the stock's going up. That's literally the only reason. It's pure hype.
Yeah, people here in Mexico get very, very, very angry because our government is just not into, the solar energy, all the eco-friendly situation, energy sources. I mean, so well, what I tell people is that we don't have the infrastructure to sustain all these enterprises. So in America, I guess you don't have also this infrastructure, the all the charging stations and and that the other thing is the price. The price of the cars are very, very high. So people are not going to buy it. They're going to buy a cheaper car that gets them from point A to point B. And besides, I believe the petrochemic fuels or gas, the ones we know about right now, are still going to be running for what, 20 to 30 years. So it's not something that we can, have right now. I don't know. Is that your point of view? Or?
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, and I don't think oil is going away anytime soon. I mean, it's so much cheaper. Basically, the only people that can afford Tesla and all this electricity crap is, people that are upper middle class in the United States and in Europe. And it's subsidized by our tax dollars. So the average person, I have an average income. I'm not going to go buy a $60,000 car and have $1,000 a month car payment just so I can be, liberal and amazing. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to buy a gas powered car that's $10,000-$15,000 that suits my needs. That's the average person.
Yeah. So just to wrap it up, do you have anything to say to the Mexican investors and your own community? Are you fighting this ape master guy?
Oh yeah, so I will be debating ape. So, oh god, I don't even know if I want to promote him on here, but yeah, I'll be debating the ape father. He's just kind of a clown, It's just it's going to be a fun debate, but he's a guy that tells his fans to only buy AMC stock, which is a dying theater company, and I think that's stupid. I think you should be maxing your tax advantage accounts and buying index funds. So I'll debate him. I'll take a crap on him, and yeah, well, it'll be fun. But I'll just say for all your viewers, just I don't know, focus on winning the long race. It works. I know it because I've done it. It works. You just got to be consistent, and you can go enjoy your life, have fun as long as you put some money away. You don't even have to think about it instead of stressing about stupid stocks all day. But that's your choice.
And riding the hard ride with tech stocks and the real hype stocks.
Yeah, and you'll see. You will see. Give it 10 years. We'll look back here. Crypto's stupid. Everybody will know, oh yeah, crypto was stupid. Tesla was overvalued. NFTs are for idiots. I mean, yeah, it's all gonna crap, huh?
Yeah, cryptos.
Crypto insurance.
Yeah. Yeah, they don't have any fundamentals. They don't have anything. Just what people value them for. So
yeah, I know crypto's a joke because the average person's like, why don't you buy crypto? They don't know anything about stocks. You're stupid. Why don't you buy crypto? It's like, no, you're stupid.
Right. Okay, man. Thanks for being here, and you're amazing as usual. Now I'm gonna tell people to buy your book here in Mexico.
Ooh, yeah.
And we will translate it.
We'll get to it. We'll get to it.
Yeah, we'll get to it. But let's wrap it up. Thank you. Thanks, fans, and subscribe to Strongman Personal Finance.
All right, man. Thank you.
All right. Bye.
Bye.